Welcome to the Globetrottin ADs. This podcast is for you, athletic directors, activity coordinators, coaches, and program associates based in international schools around the world. The Globetrottin ADs is proudly hosted by Nick DeForest from the American International School Vienna and Matt Fleming from the American International School of Budapest. Here they are now, Nick and Matt and the Globetrottin ADs.
Greetings, sports fans, and welcome to this week's episode of the Globetrottin ADs. Episode number 91, if you can believe it. We're encroaching on 100. That's our goal this year, Nick. And I think we are within range.
Yeah, 100 and done, right? Didn't that we say, Matt? Well, 100 and then we'll pack it in? No. Surprise look on your face. No.
Baby.
What we should do, you know when they have those 100-day...
tattoos.
No. Okay. No, I was going to say they have these 100-day things at schools, right? Like they celebrate 100 days, especially in an elementary school, right? Where everybody dresses up like with hundreds and you do math things about hundreds. And there's always a couple kids that dress up like a really old person.
Okay.
You should do something like that. We get all dressed up really old.
Themes of 100.
Yeah.
We'll have to think about that. If anybody's got any ideas,
yeah,
and how that pertains to international school sports life, let us know. But that's something for us to ponder. I think in between now and that episode, we'll be together in person once again. So I'm sure we'll have some time to
for sure
get inspired.
We are going to be in person soon. In Orlando, which is what we're going to talk about today, right? We're not alone. We had enough of that last time. We're not alone. We got Dave Horner with us today. Dave, all the way from the US of A. How's it going, buddy?
Thanks for having me. Yeah, doing well, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you've been on some really good episodes. So sorry to bring you into this one. But what are you doing? We're going to talk about the conference, NIAAA in Orlando. But first, Dave, just people out there know who you are that have been around. So you're off the scene this year. Fill us in.
Yeah, so my wife and I decided that we were going to take a year out from international life and the AD life and do some bucket list items. Our kids are really enjoying school here in the States, and I've been doing a little bit of event management with my wife's sister and with Georgia CTI, which is like a career and technical instruction for students who are transitioning from high school into either further education or into the workplace. And they're mostly special needs students. So it's like really fulfilling, really great work. And generally kind of not doing a whole lot outside of that, doing a lot of running. I'm ready for a marathon in February, so that'll be fun.
Okay. I wish I could say the same, but we often call the conference a marathon. It feels like a marathon, right? You're in there for like 6 days, and it feels like 6 months after you left.
Yeah, it definitely has its ebb and its flow. It's a little bit of a roller coaster ride when you're there, especially when you're coming from overseas like we are.
Right.
You got a little bit of jet lag mixed in, and then the frivolity of the social scene, and then catching up with people, and then of course doing the PD, and then the workshops and the trade show, and catching up, and then beverages, dinners, and it's all great. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So being able to do that, it is definitely like a marathon of sorts. So you have to pace yourself, no doubt.
I'm a bit worried, Dave, because you always put on a good show. And that's like, as Matt, you just said, you're a bit jet lagged, you're flying in, maybe you're a bit tired. This year, you're not going to be tired. You're on the right time zone,
Always fresh.
I'm just driving down I-85.
Yeah, that's cool. It's coming up in December. A lot of people, I think, are coming from around the world this time to Orlando. It'll be pretty fun.
We had an update. I don't know if you have the numbers, Nick. I'd have to check back through, we're on a group email with the folks from the NIAAA, and they've given us, Bruce, who's our liaison with the NIAAA for the international group, did give us an update in an email, I believe, last week, about mid-November-ish. And the numbers are looking pretty good for the 900 level courses that many of us international folks are teaching. But I think overall, it looked like at the time of the registrations were in the 2,700 range.
Yeah.
Which means probably there's going to be about 100 international folks coming. That's usually about the number.
Yeah.
Hopefully more. We'll find out more as we get closer, and maybe we'll have another update before the conference. But it's coming up quick. There's actually about 3 weeks.
Nice. Yeah.
Going to be on my way. So 3 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah, you mentioned that email. It's the numbers for the 900 courses, right, which are all on offer. So there's between 8 and 23 people registered for each course as of right now. So that's pretty good. But I would say they used to share an email with us of every international person that's at the conference. And then Chris Mott sent an email to them like, hey, welcome, there's this, we can meet each other there. And they won't share that anymore, data stuff, which is fine. But we always meet up with a lot of people, and then are also surprised that there's some people there that we didn't realize were going to be there. So I'd say if you know you're going and you're out there, we have a WhatsApp group, named I think it's NIAAA Orlando Internationals or something like that. But if you're not on there and you're going to go to the conference, then let one of us know and we'll put you on there, because we're constantly, putting, hey, I'm here. I'm at this fine establishment. If anyone wants to come meet up here.
Maybe drop that into, at the end of the episode, we can drop that in there with a link.
Oh, I don't know how that works. I just think, just send it. Just let us know. Yeah. We'll put you on, I think. Yeah.
And then I believe that we'll have a meetup too, right, Nick? So we'll have some details about that later on.
Yeah, well, let's say it now, right? If then we don't forget. But yeah, the pre-conference international meetup at Celebration Town Tavern on the Friday, December 15th at 6:00. Celebration is a little town, not far, like short Uber ride away. And
perhaps a bike ride away.
Maybe a bike ride.
You've rented a bike.
I think
talk about the bikes, Matt, for a minute.
Well,
because maybe other people want to do it too. I mean,
I know. I should have contacted this company and said we're going to get a little shout out and maybe get a little business. But yeah, so we're doing a little bit of an alternative stay for the conference. So instead of staying at the hotel where the conference is, which is a lot of fun and it's convenient and it's it's worked out pretty well in the past, but we're doing something different. Actually, it's a little bit of a cost saver too, in case anybody's ever interested in doing it, to get with a group and kind of get in an Airbnb type setting. And it's not far, I think, from the hotel where the conference is. I want to say it's like walking distance, maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, half hour, maybe 20 minutes. Yep.
So I found a place we can rent some bikes from. So there's a little group of us that are staying in this little condo area not far from the conference center. So we're going to cruise by in bikes to the conference, to and fro. So
are they beach cruisers? Like, what kind of bikes are they? I didn't ask. I said yes, but I didn't ask. Are they
bike
cruisers?
Yeah. They're not electrical. So
do we have to wear helmets, Matt?
I think it's optional, but
it's important. Some state, although
are friendly there.
I mean, you're from a state where you can ride a motorcycle without a helmet on the highway, so I'm sure Florida, you don't need a bike helmet. But yeah. Okay, what are you looking, Dave? What are you most looking forward to at this conference?
It's a tough one, but I think for me, having worked on the 9-10 course, working with parents, first time we're going to teach it. Obviously, all the other 9-10 courses, there were 3 that were taught last year in Nashville, and then there'll be 3 more this year. Mm-hmm. So I think that's got to be the most exciting thing, is having written the course, and now you get to teach it for the first time in front of a live studio audience. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that 23 people when we got the update signed up. So that's a pretty good number for sure. Matthew, you can't say bikes. It's got to be conference related.
Bikes is just a part of it. It's I'm looking forward to everything. Minute by minute for me is always fun, especially the connections and meeting back up with old friends, both from the U.S., both from the international scene, and you guys. So it's never a dull moment, which I love. You kind of want to get a minute to yourself sometimes, but you can't, and it's okay. But I'm also, for the conference part, definitely looking forward to, we've retooled 903. So doing that with Dave and as well as with Chris Bishop. But I won't be teaching 903 with Dave because of the schedule, the way it worked out. And so we're going to be teaching that with Claudia from Brazil, who's going to be joining the conference, teaching the course for the same time. So that for the first time. So that'll be exciting, a new person to teach with. And I think this is her first time teaching in the conference as well. So that would be fun. And reuniting with Chris, of course, who I've taught 903 with several times in the past. But we've got some new sections we're going to introduce.
Yeah.
And it'll be cool. I'm not going to get into the specifics right now because I'd have to have it in front of me.
You've forgotten it all. We had a whole episode on that. It's okay.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. But that'll be fun. And the numbers are looking pretty good for that too. So
sure.
As always, good conversations, good time to, what I like about the conference, it's a good time to take stock of stuff and have a reflection time and take that time out to think about your philosophy in your program and how you're doing things. And things move so quickly in our work and day-to-day operations of being an AD in the international school. So to have this time is valuable. We can actually take a time out and good discussions with other people in your own work. So yeah, that's
a long answer. But you picked it up because I thought you were going to say stick with everything. Because at the beginning you said, I like everything. I know, but I just want to mention all you people that have kids. I'm sure your kids had this phase where every time you ask them, how was something? It was all great. Everything was great. Like I would ask my daughter, what'd you like about we went to Canada for 2 weeks. What was the best part? Everything. Okay. Hey, we watched the movie the other day. What was the funniest part? Everything. It was always, Emma always answered that with everything. So I'm glad you came around because if you just stuck with everything, it's going to.
Well, it's everything.
Sad.
Like I said, it's minute to minute if you want to come up with time, hang with me.
Yeah.
Because it's always new. It's always fun.
That's why we always share a place.
And we're always learning too.
Yeah.
Always learning some new stuff and introducing. We're going to meet some new folks, I'm sure, either in the international scene, maybe a couple of new stateside ADs. So that's always good too.
We have our own beds this time. No one's got to share. So that's a positive. You mentioned time alone. No one's got to share with Scott.
Yeah, you did good on that one. Finding this.
We have a pool. I mean, the hotel has a pool too, obviously, but we have a pool. That'll be cool. Okay, what I'm looking forward to most is on Tuesday, I am doing a workshop or presentation. Always goes both ways, I think. Promoting your sports program in international schools. And I'm doing it with Chris Bishop. So I'm looking forward to that. I presented one other time at the conference, and that's always pretty cool. A little different than just a workshop or a LTC. But the bad thing is it's at 8:15 in the morning on Tuesday. So if you're going and you want to do something awesome, don't plan it for Monday night because you need to get up Tuesday morning, 8:15 to listen to Chris and I and participate. We're going to ask a bunch of questions. I don't know if that makes more people come or maybe makes people stay away to know that they're going to get asked questions. But it should be pretty good. Of course, that was conference. Okay, I'll save my other one for later because it's not actual conference related. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, in the past, we've also done what we call a DeForest Day Out.
Mm.
Sometimes this involves what we might consider a cultural experience.
Yeah.
There's some of our friends who are not from the U.S. or even with some who are from the U.S. We're going somewhere new to check some local environs out. And in the past, this has included trips to we've gone to a Broncos game when we were in Denver. We went to a hockey game.
Yeah.
We took a trip out to the location, a park outside of Denver one time.
Yeah. Drove all the way to Austin to go to a concert.
Yeah. We've done that. You went and saw the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
So we've done other excursions as well in Europe for when we've gone to different meetings. So
I don't have anything planned though.
What do we
this
got
time?
I
got nothing.
Adventures. Can we tag on in Orlando?
I looked for sporting events and stuff like that and close, and obviously I just can't do a theme park, or we don't want to do a theme park.
I have a couple ideas I'll throw out. I just thought.
Okay.
So
Mini putt?
Putt golf, for sure. There's a plethora of those locations. Go-karts, go-kart racing or somewhere. I don't know if it was want to go to a water.
But we do have a pool at it, so I was thinking any free time could be like just max and relaxing by the pool.
Is there a top?
But I don't know, Dave. You're stateside. Look, you got some time. You're not fully employed, so from now until then,
in between your marathon training, you could sort some kind of activities for us. That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take a look. So we had, what was it, putt golf, go-karting, golf.
Yeah, something with crocodiles. Is it crocodiles or alligators? I always forget. Yeah,
I think the Everglades are a little further away.
Yeah, that'd be a good trip. Those are good, but it's a little ways out.
Yeah,
you'd have to schlep out.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, this episode has been very thought-provoking for anyone listening, and if they made it this far, I want to ask and just chat generally, not about this conference specifically, but anyone or any PD, like nowadays, basically, why should we do PD? What you guys think is the most valuable form or way, or how do you learn the best at conferences or things like that? That's a lot I just said, and it wasn't one specific question. But you know where I'm going, Dave?
Absolutely. I think the thing for me is I didn't not enjoy virtual conferences, when we kind of did those through COVID and whatnot. But I really do love the in-person. And the reason why I love the in-person is you don't only get the takeaways from the scheduled sessions that are going to occur throughout the day and the ones that you've signed up for, or the ones that you maybe have a free hour that you didn't sign up for anything and you accidentally walk into a room and learn something new from that particular meeting. But then it's also the ad hoc conversations that happen outside of those rooms. I honestly, I come back from these conferences with so many just ideas that I know that I can use straight away in programs that I've been part of before. And I think that's the beauty of the in-person. So, I enjoyed virtual, got the takeaways from those scheduled sessions, but the face-to-face can't really be replicated in a virtual setting.
Yeah, the side stuff, right? I mean, because you're all similar people, otherwise you wouldn't be at the conference, right? And whether you know them or not, it's the stuff at the side, not necessarily the content. Yeah.
And not always from international folks too.
Right.
From American people too, who have used different apps or have different software that they use for their schools that I've never even heard of. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, because you're similar, but you're not all the same. Like, it's not all international ADs, which is still great. And there's still different school sizes and different things to talk about. But yeah, you're right. It's just totally different people that are all the same kind of type of person. Like, usually get on. Like, you don't really meet people at the conferences that you don't get on with, right?
Oh,
What about you, Matt? What about you? What do you like most about PD in general, or are you only doing this conference? Or what any other kind of PD are you doing?
Yeah, for me, this will be the main one for me this year, other than when we go to the CISA conference. So like last year, I came away from it. What I've used so far this year, which has been a lot of fun and a help for our schools. Like I met up with the Gipper guys, who sponsored some different events there last year, and got to know those folks and started using that as to promote our program. That's been great. So that's one takeaway I had from it. So you always find something cool at the vendor show.
Yeah,
something enhancement that you can take back to the school, or at least try to. Maybe you can replicate it when you go back to your home country if you can, something similar. But that's what I love about it too. There's new ideas of seeing what's happening out there that's promoting programs or highlighting achievements kids are doing it. So any way you can get a new idea and share that or take it away and try to recreate it in your school environment, it's always a good time.
Yeah. I totally agree, Dave. Like what I thought of as those side things and taking it away from the conference, but maybe to meetings, like AD meetings. A lot of ours have gone one day or, fast, like you get in, get out, or some meetings have still stayed virtual and you just do the agenda and that's it. But I really like the 2-day meetings where you have the time after to go to dinner or maybe at breakfast in the morning. Those are always way more valuable times, right? Like, so staying together with you guys in a Airbnb or apartment isn't because we all want to stay up late, because we could do that anywhere, but you're having breakfast in the morning and you're talking about stuff from the night before or the conference session before, right? It's all the side stuff. I think we could do, everyone should do more of that. Stay over. Don't just like fly in and fly out or jump on a quick call and get out. It's the side stuff, right? I think make you better, but also help build the relationships, which then help you.
Yeah, and that's what's great about this is the social part really lends to exchanging ideas, and it's PD in itself, really. We get those social opportunities, which we all love and enjoy, but there's still that, like we have at our, in our tournaments. In fact, like when we have our, we host tournaments and coaches can get a chance to get together and they're still talking and talking about stuff that's happened in their school, or maybe they're talking about common teaching subject areas or coaching, some coaching strategies or something that they're doing in their program, which is interesting. So that's what I enjoy too, which is useful. And so if you're a social person and creature, then these types of events are well suited for you.
Just the different people from different continents or working in different continents, I find really valuable too. How they do things in, the league in Central America, or how they do this in Asia, and you don't get that at too many other places, right?
Yeah. And I'm happy that we can bring that to the NIAAA, right? I think the involvement of the international school guys and the international crew of ADs going to this conference has really helped add a different flavor for them. And I think they appreciate it, of course, because it's not the same old, ADs coming from all over the country, which is interesting and cool in itself, because there's a lot of good connections happening amongst those guys. But you throw in the international folks and they're learning about us, how our program's doing. We're learning about them, and it's I think it's just great for the whole mix.
Kukri are a global multi-sport clothing brand specializing in providing the world's most prestigious schools with bespoke made and designed team uniforms for students of all standards and abilities. If you are frustrated by inconsistent colors, branding, costs, and sizing across your school's uniform, then it's time to discuss an offering where every sport is available, from softball to soccer, for male and female athletes at rates to suit your budget. To find out how Kukri could elevate the apparel of your student athletes to a professional level, email the team at contact@kukrisports.com. A dedicated sales manager will offer you a quote today. Mention this ad and receive a special offer on your coach or PE staff order. Yep. All right. Well, we don't need to bang the conference in a horn too much. We definitely We talked about it last time, Matt, and we're going to say it now. Dave, we need to record some episodes in person while we're in Orlando. They can be fast, but we got to pick some topics, not just like how was the conference or how funny was it when Matt was on the rental bike and fell into the lake or whatever happens. Like we did in Nashville, Denver. We did in Denver. I thought that was pretty cool sitting around. So I'll have the stuff. We'll record a little bit and get some other people too.
Maybe we can even do one at the conference itself or get some feedback from folks, ask some questions, how their PD has gone or what's something new and interesting they've discovered there. And, or, it'll be really cool actually to get in touch with a first timer. I know the NIAAA is always interested to know who are first time attendees to this conference. So I'm sure there's a lot of cool feedback you get from first timers.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if they're an international person.
In really important news, I think me and Martin need to draft in new players for the Cornhole Championship. So the international team needs to discuss who's going to be drafted into those positions.
Well, now that we have regional coordinators, I think it could only, and we have different ones from around the world, right? And they're kind of like state coordinators. So I think each region should have its own team. We could have a Central American region, an Asian region, a European, an African,
But Dave, you could be the wild card.
You could go anywhere. Dave's been everywhere, so he can go anywhere. Yeah.
He's our foxhole guy. You're the Swiss Army knife of the group.
He's been there.
Yeah. I agree. So we have to find out who are the powers that be in the whole tournament organization and make sure that gets put in there.
I know I shared with you guys last week, but last Friday we had our second big thank you coaches event where it was a cornhole tournament and a food truck up at school. And it was pretty awesome. It was pretty rocking. We had the food truck was Venezuelan street food. So there were empanadas and arepas. It was awesome. Thank your coaches. Okay, we're going to see each other. Everyone out there, I said it at the beginning, but Celebration Town Tavern, Friday the 15th at 6 o'clock. And Nathan Whitaker is going to be there. And Wallace Ting's going to be there. So some star-studded guests if we aren't stars enough.
Do we need numbers or anything like that, or it's just anybody can just kind of turn?
Come on in. No, you could. I'll put in our WhatsApp group, which I mentioned before. If you're going to the conference, we should get on that WhatsApp group. Get a bit closer who's going to be there so we can get some numbers, but it'll be just loose. It's a side of the room. It's not like seated. I mean, we can still eat and stuff like that, but it's pretty chill.
And we'll see you guys in Orlando. Yep. Those who are listening or attending, looking forward to it. Looking forward to the sunshine, some warm weather. Hopefully it'll be pretty good weather while we're there and not too much rain if it's going to be there. It's Florida, so it can rain anytime. But yeah, so look out for us on the bikes.
Dave, it was a pleasure. We haven't talked in a while, so thanks for jumping on and just like shooting the SHIT with us. So thanks.
I appreciate it. Thanks, you guys. Always nice talking.
All right, bud. See you soon.
Until next week, this has been another episode of the Globetrottin ADs.